Before that, none of the existing life forms required external energy from animals for their existence. Animals did not eat other animals for food, but only consumed sunlight, minerals, or plant material. After the approval, Bugs and Blossoms entered full force into the business of designing and manufacturing predators. In a short time, many animals died as food for predators. The need to recreate them became very difficult. The solution offered by Bugs and Blossoms was sexual reproduction. With the help of strategically placed bribes in high places, other societies also began to use sexual reproduction as a basis for renewing life forms. Bugs and Blossoms was the first company to develop patents for sexuality and reproduction. They received ownership of the patents for the engineering process required to induce mating as a stimulus response, cell division, and growth patterns. Over the next millions of years, laws and restrictions were passed on the biotech companies. The process made sexual reproduction a very expensive enterprise for other societies. In the end, the food and sex idea completely destroyed the biotech industry, including Bugs and Blossoms. The entire industry petered out and the market for manufactured life forms disappeared. As a result, when a species becomes extinct, there is no way to replace it. The technology of creating new life forms was lost. Obviously, whatever is lost on Earth will probably never return. There are still computer files on some distant planets that document the procedures of biological engineering. Maybe the labs and computers still exist somewhere. However, there is no one around who can create anything with them. Therefore, you can understand why it is so important to protect life on the face of the Earth. The patent behind the technology of sexual reproduction was a chemical/electronic interaction called cyclic stimulus response generators. This is a programmed genetic mechanism that causes a spontaneous, repetitive urge to reproduce. The same technique was later adapted and applied to include Homo sapiens. Another important mechanism used in the reproductive process, especially with Homo sapiens, is the implantation of a chemical electrical trigger. It is an electronic wave that uses aesthetic feeling to attract males and females to each other. In other animals, chemicals emitted from the scent glands, combined with chemical electric impulses stimulate testosterone or estrogen and fulfill the same function. The debilitating and addictive effect of an electronic aesthetic wave is why Federation officers only use doll bodies. This wave proved to be the most efficient trapping device ever created in the history of the universe, as far as I know. Both the Federation and the Empire depend on this wave to recruit and maintain the workforce of biological entities on the planets. A biological body is the lowest class in the hierarchy of both the Federation and the Empire. The highest class is not limited to the use of any body type. He comes and goes as he pleases, all on the condition that he does not destroy or disturb the social, economic, or political order. Below the upper class are many layers of entities with restrictions. They may use all over the body but only from time to time. Puppet's body, mine belongs to almost all the space officers and crew members of the spaceships that are required to move in intergalactic spaces. Each of them is equipped with a body that is made of light and durable materials. Different body types were designed to facilitate special functions. Some bodies have accessories, such as tools or interchangeable devices for activities such as maintenance, mining, working with chemicals, management, navigation, etc. Below the officers are the soldiers. They are equipped with a vast number of weapons and armaments for every enemy imaginable. Some of the soldiers are issued mechanical dolls, but most of the soldiers are just robots with no purpose that are operated by remote control. The lower classes are the biological bodies. It is not at all possible for them to travel through space for obvious reasons. Basically, biological bodies are too fragile to withstand the pressures of gravity, extreme temperature, exposure to atmospheric radiation, chemicals, and the vacuum of space. There is also the obvious logistical inconvenience of food, defecation, sleep, atmospheric elements, and air pressure that doll bodies do not require. A biological body will suffocate within minutes without a specific combination of atmospheric chemicals. From a military point of view, a biological body is completely useless. Its effective age range is short. A single shot and he may lose all military ability, and in addition, restoring his abilities is difficult and expensive. In contrast, doll bodies can be reused and repaired almost without time limits, and their abilities are not impaired at all. The first development of biological bodies in the universe was about 74 trillion years ago. It quickly became fashionable to inhabit different types of bodies for a variety of amusements to experience different bodily sensations. Of course, it also immediately became a profitable enterprise for companies and governments who took advantage of this situation to create slaves and keep them chained to the biological entity. Slaves and slavery existed for trillions of years, and continue even today. The vast majority of the galaxies of the universe are inhabited by some form of biological bodies. There are as many types of biological life forms as grains of sand on the beach.